Hello everyone, this is Dino Chris from Prehistoric, and this is Prehistoric special episode number 168. We're going to be talking about a plant-eating dinosaur today, and that plant-eating dinosaur is Ledumahadi mufub. And so this is what this dinosaur possibly looked like based on the artist's rendition. So it's a pretty cool looking dinosaur if you ask me. So some information about Ledumahadi, excuse me. So the name Ledumahadi means giant thunderclap. Length is 31 feet or 9.5 meters. Height 8.2 feet or 2.5 meters. Weight 26,000 pounds. Lived 200 to 195 million years ago in the early Jurassic period, and fossils were found in South Africa, and it was described by McPhee in 2018. So this is a fairly recent dinosaur discovery. So this is somewhat fairly new dinosaur. So in this slide right here, you can see the map of Africa, and so South Africa is going to be this country down right at the southern part of Africa. So South Africa is this green country right down here, and then in the upper right corner we see here is a size chart of Ledumahadi, and we kind of see the bones on both images on the right here. So this is a dinosaur that does not have a complete skeleton, so there is not a lot of bones that were found on this dinosaur, so we don't know what the entire thing looked like, but we can get a really good guess of what it really is in terms of a dinosaur. More information about Ledumahadi is that it belongs to the sauropodomorphs, so it's a type of dinosaur that is related to the sauropods, and it belongs to the family known as Lesumsauridae. So this is a dinosaur group that is considered to be like a prosauropod, so a dinosaur that is closely related to sauropods, but it's actually like an early version of what sauropods were kind of like, but really becoming really big. And some features on this dinosaur: it's got a long neck, and also would have large claws on the front limbs. So they would have very large claws for grabbing branches to get closer to the leaf, to get the leaves closer to the mouths, and yeah, and that could be for defense as well. And they got leaf-shaped teeth, so they'll be stripping vegetation off of like ferns, cycads, and even some trees. And then they got a long tail for defense and also keep the dinosaur balanced. And also it's a herbivore, so we know that it's a herbivore, so we know it eats plants. The environment in where Ledumahadi lived in, it would be very warm and humid, and at times very dry. There would be wet and dry seasons, and of course there are all the types of plants that were there. There were trees, ferns, cycads, but of course no grass and no flowers. So no grass and no flowers. So that's what you get in times of the dinosaurs in the Mesozoic era. There would have been plenty of rivers, lakes, and ponds that were around for water. And the other animals that were around were insects, amphibians, reptiles, early mammals, pterosaurs, and other dinosaurs. Now, the only predator that I know of that would be around during the time of Ledumahadi is Liliensternus. Liliensternus would probably be around at that particular point in time. Now, Liliensternus would actually be a dinosaur, a theropod dinosaur that would be somewhat to medium size for a theropod dinosaur, but they were still big enough to be able to tackle the juveniles of Ledumahadi, and of course the very injured or the very old. So that's what Liliensternus would be going after in terms of the Ledumahadi. Now, the extinction of this dinosaur would be due to climate change. So the plants were changing, and of course the climate was getting more rain, so there were more wet seasons that were coming around. It was getting more humid, and of course Pangea continued to break apart. So during the early Jurassic, the North America was North America and parts of Europe were spreading apart from the southern continents. So like South America, Africa, those types of continents. And so yeah, so Pangea continued to break apart, and of course new predators were arriving, and so that ultimately would give rise to the sauropods that would come a little bit later on, probably around 180 million years ago. And here is the map of what the early Jurassic would have looked like right at the end years of Ledumahadi. And it would actually be living in this drier area right here on Gondwana. And so, yeah, you can see North America is still kind of splitting apart from Africa, and you can see Laurasia right there. So Europe is pretty much separated from Africa, and yeah, you can see the Tethys Ocean right there. And so Ledumahadi would probably be on its last legs down in that type of area right there in the desert area. So the next episode of Prehistoric Facts would be on April 8th, 2021, and that'll be a Q&A episode. So if you got any questions about dinosaurs or any other prehistoric life, feel free to email me at dinocris71@gmail.com, or just go to my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts with Dino Chris. Like the page, you usually post your questions in the comment section. Please don't put them on Messenger. Messenger is only for private conversations, so if you want to put in a question for a Q&A episode, please feel free to do that on the comment section on a post that I will be putting up. And also for YouTubers out there, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, stomp on that notification bell, and also put your questions in the comment section, because then I read them all, and then you can get a shout out in a Q&A episode. And I know you guys like to get a shout out from me on a Q&A episode. And so yeah, feel free to do that. And according to my analytics, a lot of you that are checking out my channel are not subscribed yet, so please feel free to subscribe to the channel, like the videos, and also share these videos to anybody that is interested in dinosaurs, paleontology, all that sorts of stuff. So that way you can get some pretty good information out of me about prehistoric life. And also remember, keep your questions short and to the point. You can also follow me on Instagram at dino.chris.pf. I post pretty cool stuff on Instagram. And also you can follow me on Twitter at CSGRALL. It's my Twitter page. I post pretty cool stuff on there. Also, take care of the people around you. So for you younger people out there, make sure to listen to your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. It's the best motivation you can have a good education. It's very important to have a good education. So with a good education, you can do a good job in the future. In this kind of time, please wear a mask, social distance, wash your hands, and if you are registered wherever you live, make sure you get vaccinated, because that is the most important thing during this kind of time in the pandemic, that we all need to get vaccinated, and that's the main reason that we need to reduce the spread of the virus, and that way we can get immune from this virus. And also feel free to check out Colossal Fossils, and I'll put a link in the description down below, so that way you guys can check it out. And we're still in the fundraising mode, so feel free to put go to the donate tab and donate as much as you want to Colossal Fossils, because then that way we get some pretty cool stuff in the museum once we do open back up again at some point. That's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time.